businesses face is how to filter through the noise and identify where their ideal customers exist. Get insight and practical steps from industry players and captains of industries. Hear success stories to help you make informed decisions as you scale your business in Nigeria. Watch Business Insights at this time on Plus TV Africa.
There is no voting on social media. To vote, you would require a permanent voter's card. To get your PVC, visit cvr.inecnigeria.org. Create your account with a valid email address and start the registration process. An activation link will be sent to you. Click on the link and activate your account. Fill out the form, pick and submit a convenient date and time for your biometrics. Print the application slip, which should have your QR code. On the appointed date, go to the nearest INEC office for your biometric capturing. Thereafter, you will get a registration slip to pick your permanent voter's card when ready. Get your PVC today. This message is from Plus TV Africa.
Good afternoon, I am Adebanke Odunuri, and this is a news update. The APC will continue the screening of its presidential aspirants today ahead of the party's primary scheduled to take place between June 6 and 8. A total of 11 presidential hopefuls are expected to appear today before the Apc Presidential Screening Committee. They include the Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the Senate President Amin Lawan, Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, Senator Godswill Akpabio, former Speaker of the House of Representatives Dimeji Bankole, and others. President Muhammadu Buhari today met with All Progressives Congress governors ahead of the party's presidential primary elections. The meeting, which is ongoing at the presidential villa in Abuja, has all members of the Progressives Governors Forum represented. Is expected to give guidance on who should emerge as a flag bearer of the APC amid the screening of the party's presidential aspirants by the committee led by former APC National Chairman John Oyegun. And President Muhammadu Buhari will on Tuesday depart Abuja for Madrid, Spain on a state visit at the invitation of the Spanish President Pedro Sanchez. The president's spokesperson, Femi Adesina, who confirmed this in a statement in Abuja, said the president will also meet with the head of state of the Spanish nation, His Majesty King Philip VI. The Nigerian leader will be speaking to the gathering of top members of the Spanish business community and their Nigerian counterparts on the investment opportunities in Nigeria and ways of expanding the volume of trade, as well as further collaborating for the development of the economies of both countries. The president is expected back in the country on Friday. The Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to Mr. Rochas Okorocha. He was granted bail today by Justice Inyang Eko in the sum of 500 million naira and a surety in like sum. Justice Eko gave the order while ruling on the bail application filed by Okorocha, who currently represents Imo West Senatorial District in the National Assembly. He ordered that the surety must be a responsible citizen who has landed property in the like sum of the bail granted to the presidential aspirant. An Interpol-led operation targeting malware cyber fraud across Southeast Asia has resulted in the arrest of 3 Nigerians suspected of engaging in global scamming. The EFCC arrested the suspects in a sting operation conducted simultaneously in the Lagos suburb called Ajigunle and in Benin City, Edo State capital. The Nigerian sting operation comes as part of a global operation codenamed Killer Bee, involving Interpol National Central Bureaus and law enforcement agencies in 11 countries across Southeast Asia. The kidnapped prelate of the Methodist Church, His Eminence Samuel Uche, and 2 other abducted clerics have regained freedom. They were released at around 6:30 p.m. last year. It is unclear if any ransom was paid before they were released. The church is also yet to issue a statement about the release of the men who were abducted in Abia State on Sunday. A professor of nursing science and sociology, University of Lagos, Fatai Badru, has called on the government to urgently create a database for care of the elderly in the country. He stated this at a symposium organized by the Neuropsychiatric Hospital Aro, Abeokuta, at its Dementia Week with the theme, Remember a Person Coping with the Realities of Dementia. He noted that when old age sets in, there is dwindling income, and as such, they need help not just from the family, but also the government.
Why we really relate it to the old people or older adults is because as we grow older, our muscle, our cells, our tissues, organ system begin to wane little by little, right? So if an individual has taken drugs, for instance, that could affect cannabis sativa, for instance, that is a Igbo, can accumulate in the brain for a long period of time. And so when you have such individual who are that choice, and because of peer pressure, because of economy downtown, because of a lot of other factors, people get involved in other things that they are not supposed to, and they want to get success without following due process and so on and so forth. So actually, either old, either young, either middle, it could affect anybody. But like I said, the exact cause of even dementia is not known.
Increase investment in research on dementia, allocating funds to the health sector. We have not met the African Charter, what we're supposed to put to healthcare in Nigeria. Institution of risk reduction strategy, building the required trained workforce. Even now, we are having brain drain. Health workers are going. Inside our building, we are even losing. Ensure that it is possible to live well with dementia. We must tell them, we must tell the family that, oh, it's not over. It's not over. We can still care for these people. We can still help them.
It needs to create awareness so that people need to protect the elderly. We have spousal abuses. We also have elderly abuses. We have people that are abusing the elderly ones at home. They lock them up. They don't bring them out for treatment. So all these things needs to stop. And thirdly, we are also trying to use the opportunity to create to a government that there needs to be a policy by the government in which, when, of course, the hospital, our specialty, our experts, in conjunction with other experts all over the country, are ready to work hand in hand with federal government and the state government and the local government to create a policy that will be a guiding policy that will determine and regulate how our elderly people will be taken care of in the public.
As the 2023 elections draw near, Nigerians have been speaking on the role of the justice system before, during, and after the polls. That's on Strict Views. Let's take a listen.
The electoral act once passed becomes the law. And the duty of the court is to interpret the law the way it is, irrespective of who the interpretation will go against or not. Now, coming to 2023 election, before any election, the judiciary has a duty to put in election petition in place based on the Electoral Act. And when that is in place, the judiciary will be ready to take any case because the election petition will have been in place because it's special courts.
The judiciary really doesn't have any preparation to make with respect to election. The judiciary is supposed to be a continuous process, and the only role of the judiciary is to interpret laws. So whatever laws become current or becomes extant, that is what the judiciary will do. The judiciary doesn't have to have a new preparation. They're supposed to be constant at every time. So the judiciary is good to go with respect to the 2023 elections.
The judiciary this time around should look beyond the technical justice and do substantial justice. Because it's on record that there was a time when a matter was called at the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, left number 1 and went for number 4. It would be against common sense to leave the person that scored second highest vote, the third highest vote, to go and pick the fourth highest vote. So it's what we call technical justice. So we're hoping and trusting that the judiciary this time around would look at substantial justice to ensure that politicians don't use the courtroom and the instruments of the law to achieve a selfish gain.
The only thing judiciary ought to do at this stage is to be very, very careful, because the politicians are at their game now. This is the time for frivolous application. This is the time for expert application. They'll come through the back to get any relief to stop the election or to stop the process. So the judiciary should be watchful to shun all expert applications. What the judiciary can do, they can what they call accelerated hearing. They can accelerate hearing, but let the other party be aware.
And outside Africa, the black box of a Tara airplane that crashed in Nepal on Sunday has been recovered. Search teams first located the crash site yesterday. The remains of all 22 people on board have been found since. The plane was on a 20-minute flight when it lost contact with air traffic control 5 minutes before it was due to land. 4 Indians, 2 Germans and 16 Nepali passengers were on board the plane. And in business news, the International Monetary Fund has warned the total expenditure on subsidy might hit a record 6 trillion naira mark by the end of the year, with Nigeria's fuel subsidy payout averaging 500 billion naira monthly. According to the IMF, the macro fiscal stress test it conducted on the country showed that interest payments on debts in the country could amount to Nigeria using 100% of its revenue to service debts by 2026 if not closely monitored. The representative of IMF in Nigeria, Ari Eisen, revealed this while presenting the latest Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Economic Outlook in Abuja. He also revealed that Nigeria received a total of $6.8 billion facilities from the IMF following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. In entertainment news, Johnny Depp has made an unscheduled appearance at a rock concert in London as he awaits the verdict in the defamation trial involving his ex-wife Amber Heard. The actor appeared with British guitarist Jeff Beck at the Royal Albert Hall. This is the pair's second appearance after playing Sheffield on Sunday. Jury deliberations in Mr. Depp's high-profile battle with Ms. Heard is due to resume today. And in sports news, Iga Swiatek survived a big scare as she advanced to the French Open quarterfinals by beating Chinese teenager Qiwen Zheng 6-7, 5-6-0, 6-2 for her 32nd consecutive victory on Monday, May 30th. The world #1 gunning for a second title in 3 years at Roland Garros showed rare signs of nerves as she let a comfortable lead slip through her hands before steamrolling her opponent after Zheng suffered a thigh problem. The 2020 champion is bidding to become the 4th player since 2000 to lift the Suzanne Lenglen Cup multiple times after Justin Henning, Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova. The 20-year-old, who is unbeaten since last February, claiming titles on clay in Stuttgart and Rome, is on the longest unbeaten run in the women's tour since Serena bagged 34 victories in succession in 2013. She picked herself up to fight back in the third, but Swiatek Express train was already going full speed and the Paul wrapped it up when Zheng's backhand sailed long. Swiatek will play American Jessica Pegula in the quarterfinals.
Deuxième manche. Swiatek. Karina Swiatek. 2 manches à 1. 6-7, 6-0, 6-2.
And as news updates for more stories, please follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. I am Ajibanke Odunui. Thank you for watching.
So bloating is abdominal disorder in the gastric tract. So when you have hair or gas locked up in the gastrointestinal tract, then you have bloating happening to an individual. You have the person bloated. So what you can do in that process is to either you can take a warm bath. If you're bloated, you can take a warm bath. You can put lemon in your water. But even before you... Lemon in your drinking water? Yes, lemon in your drinking water. But even before you even start, bloating could be very, very discomforting. It could cause your stomach walls to be tight. So you could have pains in your tummy. Then you could belch severely, and you can stop that by taking, you can control bloating by taking mint, things that have mint. You can take a warm bath. You can walk, take a walk. You can take fruits like the citrus fruits. You know, lemon is equally in the family of citrus. You can take citrus fruits, you can take banana, you can take kiwi, you can take cantaloupe. You know, they're all good fruits for bloating. You can also take, I think I mentioned you taking mint. You can take anything with mint when you're bloated. Your normal fizzy drink, our everyday fizzy drink, alcohol, you know, causes bloating. Then there's some food that have gas, more gas than the others. So example is beans. So you tend to fat when you take beans. At times, lactose is another thing that causes bloating. So you fat, you're very uncomfortable when you take some of these fruits, some of this food. Then the cruciferous vegetables, example of cruciferous vegetables are lettuce, cabbage, and cauliflower. They're all in the family. They equally cause bloating. However, these are fruits very good to eat for the body because they are high in fiber. So when you take things that are high in fiber, you need to know how to take them so that you're not constipated. So some veggies that causes bloating, for example, your normal lettuce can make you bloated. Cauliflower, cabbage, you know, can make you bloated. While these vegetables are very good for the body, you need to know how to eat them in small portions. Like they always say, too much of everything is bad. So you take everything in little quantities. They are high in fiber. So you don't just concentrate on food that are very high in fiber and you say you're on a diet. No, that's not how it works. So you take a bit of fiber, you take a bit of protein, you take a bit of carbs, everything together, and you have a very good diet. When you eat too much, eating too much can cause bloating. Drinking too much. Really? You know when you're taking water and you're taking it with straw, at times you take it in with some air, so you can be bloated like that. You can take citrus. You can take add a bit of lemon into your water and drink to relieve you. You have your mint leaves. Put mint leaf in water. Take it as a tea. It's equally good. You have your kiwi. Take some kiwi. Chew on them. They'll relieve you. You have your grapefruit, your berries. They're equally good. Apple, banana. They are good to combat bloating.
Today, I am visiting Chinasa and Akanimo, two good friends of 8 years. Their friendship is the kind admired by people who know them. These two ladies share their friendship journey. They weren't so close even though they work together.
First of all, friendship is a blessing, especially if you're living in today's world. You can't just peddle everything that is happening in this world. You need someone else that probably sees through the same lens, have the same values, and not just in front of people or in front of the camera as we are today, but behind closed doors. Someone that would not really push, but is patient enough to wait till you come around. Funny thing is that someone has asked me, especially concerning our friendship, I said, what if tomorrow, NASA turns like a sour grape? And my answer had been that I would forever be grateful for the times that we were friends, because they were excellent moments.
So friendship for me, to your question, is trust, respect, the ability to be yourself. And I like what AK said, when I knew that we're doing this interview, I was thinking about it, you know what? In truth, nothing in life lasts forever. We do hope that this friendship continues for as long as God tarries, as they say. But I think that what I have also been able to categorically tell myself is that should this friendship go the other way for whatever reason, I can't imagine what that reason is, we're no longer friends, I will be grateful for the opportunity of this kind of friendship. And I say this because in a world where people can't even trust the people around, not even family members, to find this kind of relationships. I'm just we're thankful to God that you can be honest and truth. You can get the truth from them. You can feel safe, like a safe space. That's what friendship is to me.
So there are a lot of things that we don't agree on. There are a lot of things, we have different tastes in different things. But at the end of the day, the core remains the same. So knowing, just as she said, the core, everything else we can take.
We haven't actually had a time where we've not been talking. And if it has happened, maybe it was just me thinking, I'm not talking to Ike, she's not aware. She's totally oblivious. I probably called me. Sometimes I blocked her on WhatsApp, I'm not talking to Ike. And then people are like, don't worry, it's not both of you. But even that was as a joke because, again, it's the genuineness of the relationship. I can be a total, for lack of a better word, I can be a jerk sometimes. But I also know that she gets it. She's not going to label me and say, oh, Nasa is just this annoying person. Nasa is in one of her moods. And so I think with that appreciation, you're like, okay, yeah, I can always talk to this person. It doesn't matter. I don't feel a type of way.
It's a good thing that she's annoying, because sometimes she is annoying.
Oh, but she is too.
We did not like ourselves at first, so it's not.
It wasn't love at first sight.
Now, if there's anything that our friendship has, demonstrated, is growth, gradual growth. When you see something is organic, this friendship is really organic, in the sense that it just grew from seeing that this person and we kind of have the same principles, and the journey has been slow and steady. There's no forceful attempt to make either of us friends. So it's not like sit down and tell me everything about your life, if not
so
this friend. So we can become friends. So we catch up on it, and as we go, we take it every day. And till today, I'm still learning some things about Nasa. She has friends from different circles that probably know more stories than I do. You get, and the same thing, vice versa. But there's that steady growth. When it comes to personal development, we've been on journeys together.
Absolutely.
We're always seeking it, okay? Starting from, just wanting to be better at public speaking. So we've gone on Toastmasters journey together. We've done our MBA together. We're going to start French sometime together. We're going to do a project management together. Yep. And these plans are, I don't know, so it's not like we sit down and think about it. But we just know that we want to be better women.
The foundation of this friendship is being our shared development goals, personal. We're talking and I want to do this. Like, public speaking started with, how did I even start? I think
we said we were going to be, preparing to the next level of
where
life.
we're going in life.
Where we're going to in life. And we need to be prepared so that it doesn't take us by surprise. Moving to mid-management and then senior management and, being career women. We're like, we need to be prepared for this. No, we can't start preparing in the battle.
Or some people. So we said, let's go and start Toastmasters, and we started that journey together, and then there was MBA, and then she had a mentor that she was gracious enough to share with me, and we have this one mentor that probably just thinks that these girls are crazy. But, so I'd say it's the shared goals that's also one of the glues of this friendship. Like, we know that we're going in similar direction, so it's easier to sort of cultivate. So the people that are struggling with friendship, like I said, understand, first of all. So one thing AK said, what are you, first of all, understand, who are you yourself, right? And do that self-assessment, be true to yourself. That's the only place that you can, that's the first place to begin. And then with that, you can attract the kind of people that you want to attract based on your own true self.
I think there's a reason why the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. And she just buttressed that point. You have to understand who you are. Accept yourself. Then know that friendship is not about modification.
Yeah.
Friendship is different from followership. If you want to be a leader or a boss of people, then go and gather people and pay. Maybe you have a company or followership. But once you come to real friendship, you must learn to coexist. Human beings are not perfect. Yep. You must give an allowance for that, and you must take time to build that bank of trust. Yep. You keep depositing into it, and you must build that. It takes time. Don't rush it. Don't force it.
Don't force it.
More importantly, be a happy person.
Yourself.
By yourself. Be what you can attract.
Yeah.
Be sincere, be true, and it will come.
Damilola Owolabi is a life coach who believes that friendship can be great, but explains that humans need to be intentional about being the right kind of friend before seeking real friends.
Most of the people that I deal with have challenge with friends, understanding them in their critical time and state. So when they come to me, we deal with the issue from the angle of, okay, before we start bringing your friend in, your family, can we deal with you first? What have you done to merit that friend? In our own or in his or her own time or downtime, what have you done to help him or her? Now, the painful part is if they have been loyal, if they have been good, if they have been supportive, and when it now gets to their time, they got stabbed at the back, got condemned and all of that, it can be more painful, and it adds more to the trauma they are going through as at that time, and it helps them, it costs their healing to elongate.
Good friendship embodies empathy, compassion and concern for other people. It requires time and work and could transcend race, culture, and national boundaries. By valuing and celebrating friendship, we foster selflessness and gratitude, and these individuals share what friendship means to them.
It's a form of companionship, a union between two or more people, like do things together, play together, eat together.
Friendship is about sacrifice, it's about tolerance.
It's an affliction you have for one another.
Someone you can rely on, call upon, be dependable to, like someone that can be there for you.
Happy International Day of Friendship. Be kind to everyone you meet.
Happy International Day of Friendship.
Happy International Day of Friendship. Happy International Friendship Day.
Happy International Day of Friendship. Be kind, be true, and be you.